before human beings conquered the highest peaks of the planet. Before science explained how life endures at great heights. There already existed a world where adapting was the only way to survive. In the wild lands of Peru, among immense mountains, freezing winds, and deep abysses, every creature must face the cold, hunger, and predators to stay alive. Welcome to Wild Peru. Adapt or die in the Andes. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation and continue creating quality content. Don't forget to comment below what you thought of the video and tell us where you are watching from so we can talk together. May God bless everyone with health, peace and love for nature. Let's begin. In the craggy peaks and deep valleys of the Andes mountain range, a legendary figure emerges that dominates the vertical landscape with absolute stealth. The puma, known scientifically as Puma concolor, is the undisputed sovereign of the highlands and the master of adaptation in the South American continent. This majestic feline patrols a realm of rock and wind that extends from frozen steppes to peaks exceeding 4,000 meters in altitude. Its tawny coat is a masterpiece of evolution, allowing it to blend with the grey and golden tones of the Andean slopes under the sunlight. With a weight that can reach 80 kilograms, its physical structure is a mass of compact muscle designed for explosive power and extreme agility. It possesses the most powerful hind legs of the feline family, granting it superior maneuverability in the most hostile and rugged terrains. The puma is capable of performing astonishing vertical jumps up to 5.5 meters high, defying gravity to reach its strategic observation points. On the horizontal plane, this biological athlete can cover a distance of 12 meters in a single bound, transforming into a projectile of surgical precision. Its eyes are equipped with exceptional nocturnal vision, capturing the slightest movement of an unsuspecting guanaco in the twilight of dawn. The hunt begins with a patient stalk, where the feline reduces its profile to the minimum, becoming an invisible shadow among the dry thickets. It uses the gales of icy air to its advantage, always approaching against the wind so that its chemical scent does not alert the prey's senses. The primary objective is the guanaco, an ungulate that can double the puma's weight, demanding perfect attack technique and massive mechanical force. Upon reaching the critical distance of 10 meters, the puma explodes into a lightning-fast acceleration, reaching speeds of 70 kilometers per hour on rocky terrain. The impact of the attack is devastating, using its retractable claws to anchor itself to the victim's neck while applying its fatal bite to the trachea. Its jaw is equipped with a bite force of 1,300 newtons, a power designed to quickly subdue large prey through suffocation. In addition to large herbivores, this versatile hunter does not disregard birds or small rodents, demonstrating an opportunistic intelligence to survive in the aridity. The puma is a solitary inhabitant that marks a territory of up to 200 square kilometers, warning other rivals of its absolute dominance through chemical signals. Unlike the jaguar, this sovereign of the Andes prefers the isolation of the peaks, where the cold of 10 degrees Celsius below zero tempers its iron will. Its roar does not exist. It emits instead screams and whistles that resonate in the vastness of the mountain range like echoes of an ancient and untamed world. As a keystone species, the puma regulates the populations of mountain mammals, ensuring that the biological balance of Andean ecosystems remains intact. The puma remains as the guardian of the vertical horizons, the shadow of the mountain that guards the wild heartbeat of the land under the stars. Every movement of this predator is a lesson in strategy and power, reaffirming its status as the supreme ruler of rock and wind. In the eternal struggle for survival, the puma is the executor of destiny, the silent hunter who never stops observing from the clouds. The presence of this solitary warrior ensures that the majesty of Andean fauna continues to vibrate with the energy of untamed life. The cycle of life in the heights is completed under its vigilance, where majestic beauty and lethal danger converge in a perfect dance. Above the snowy peaks where oxygen is scarce and the wind dictates the laws of movement, the absolute sovereign of the Andean air emerges. The Andean condor, known scientifically as Vultur gryphus, is the largest and most majestic bird of prey patrolling the firmament of planet Earth. Its most impressive feature is its colossal wingspan, which reaches 3.3 meters, making it a biological glider of unmatched efficiency. With a weight reaching 15 kilograms, this titan uses rising thermal currents to soar up to 6,500 meters in altitude. It is a master of natural aeronautical engineering, capable of traveling 170 kilometers without performing a single wing beat, taking advantage of the invisible energy of the air. Its jet-black plumage contrasts with a collar of white feathers on the neck, a mark of royalty that shines under the high mountain sun. The condor's head lacks feathers, an essential biological adaptation to maintain hygiene during its cleanup mission on carcasses. Its eyes possess astonishing visual acuity, allowing it to locate an inert animal at the bottom of a canyon from kilometers away. Unlike eagles, the condor is not an active hunter, but the supreme collector tasked with recycling organic matter in the ecosystem. Its role as a scavenger is fundamental to prevent the spread of diseases and guarantee the biological health of the South American highlands. When it detects a food source, the condor descends in elegant spirals, demonstrating masterful control of its physical mass in the thin air. Its robust and hooked beak is a tool of massive power, capable of exerting a force of 500 newtons to tear through the toughest hides. Its feet have blunt talons designed for walking on rock and not for capturing live prey, which reaffirms its nature as a specialized scavenger. In nature's banquet, the condor imposes a strict hierarchy where the largest males have absolute priority over the remains. This winged giant can consume up to 5 kilograms of meat in a single session, storing energy for days when food is scarce on the peaks. It is a long-lived inhabitant that can reach 70 years of age, becoming a living record of the biological history of the Andean range. It builds its nests on inaccessible rock ledges at altitudes that defy life, where it raises a single chick with extreme parental dedication. The condor's reproduction rate is extremely low, which makes every individual an invaluable biological treasure for global biodiversity. In Andean mythology, this bird is the messenger of the gods and the eternal spirit that connects the earthly world with the celestial plane. Despite its grandeur, the condor faces serious threats from habitat loss and climate change that alters vital thermal currents. The protection of its sanctuaries on the granite cliffs is an urgent conservation mission to ensure that the heartbeat of the sky does not stop. The Andean condor remains as the silent vigilante of the abysses, the warrior of the air that guards the biological balance of the clouds. Every time it spreads its wings over the glaciers, it reminds us of the immensity of wildlife and the need to respect nature's limits. Its majestic flight at sunset is the supreme symbol of freedom and power that still survives in the most inhospitable heights of the continent. The spirit of the condor will continue crossing the vertical horizons, ensuring that the essence of the Andes remains intact under the eternal sun. On the infinite and icy plains of the Andean Altiplano dwells a creature of supreme elegance that has turned scarcity into its greatest biological strength. The vicuña, known scientifically as Vicuña vicuña, is the living treasure of the Andes and a symbol of endurance at the most extreme altitudes. This graceful ungulate patrols ecosystems located between 3,200 and 4,800 meters of altitude, where oxygen is a limited and precious resource. Its organism is a prodigy of natural engineering, possessing a large heart and blood rich in hemoglobin to process the thin air. With a weight that barely reaches 50 kilograms, its physical structure is light and athletic, designed for speed over volcanic and rocky ground. Its most legendary feature is its coat, considered the finest and most valuable animal fiber on planet Earth, a biological silk of unmatched softness. This dense tissue acts as an impenetrable thermal armor, allowing it to survive temperatures that drop to 20 degrees Celsius below zero at night. The fibers of its wool have a diameter of barely 12 microns, a microstructure that traps warm air to retain the animal's vital energy. The vicuña lives in strict social groups led by a dominant male, who watches the horizon with an attention that never wanes. Its large and lateral eyes grant it a panoramic field of vision, essential for detecting the silhouette of a puma lurking among the shadows of the rocks. Vigilance is constant, as in the vastness of the Altiplano. Silence is usually the prelude to a lethal attack from the great feline. Upon detecting a threat, the male emits a sharp and vibrant whistle, an alarm signal that activates the coordinated flight of the entire harem. In an explosion of energy, the vicuña can reach a speed of 47 kilometers per hour, moving with a lightness that seems to ignore gravity. Its hooves are padded to provide superior traction, allowing it to perform sharp turns on steep slopes to disorient its pursuer. Unlike the guanaco, the vicuña prefers to graze in the more humid areas of the puna, consuming short grasses that are resistant to extreme cold. Its metabolism is a model of energy efficiency, processing fibrous vegetation to extract every last gram of available nutrient. Historically, the Incas considered the vicuña a sacred being, performing shearing ceremonies called chacu to obtain its fiber without harming the animal. After almost being driven to the brink of extinction in the 20th century, the species has undergone an astonishing recovery thanks to conservation efforts. Currently, thousands of individuals again patrol the national reserves, ensuring that the lineage of the Andean gods remains intact. As a keystone species, its presence indicates the biological health of the high mountain ecosystem, regulating the growth of flora in high-altitude deserts. The vicuña represents the perfect harmony between apparent fragility and an indomitable physical resistance against the fury of the elements. Its golden figure, silhouetted against the snowy peaks, is the ultimate image of purity and freedom that still dwells in the heart of Peru. Each movement of this living treasure is a testament to evolutionary perfection in a world where life struggles to persist at 4,000 meters. The cycle of life in the Puna continues under its gentle vigilance, maintaining the dynamic balance between the sterile earth and the infinite sky. The vicuña remains as the guardian of the Altiplano's treasures, the agile spirit that runs with the wind to ensure the eternity of the Andes. In the windswept steppes and the implacable slopes of Patagonia and the central Andes, a colossus of biological resistance emerges, the guanaco. Known scientifically as Llama guanico, this wild camelid is the undisputed sovereign of the most arid and frigid terrains of the southern cone. Its physical design is a masterpiece of natural engineering, with a long and muscular neck that allows it to observe the horizon over thorny vegetation. With a weight that can reach 140 kilograms, its structure is a combination of power and lightness, optimized for constant marching at extreme altitudes. Its blood possesses a hemoglobin density superior to that of most mammals, allowing it to extract every molecule of oxygen in the thin mountain air. It has long legs ending in elastic pads that function as biological shock absorbers, giving it perfect traction on loose rocks and mud. The skin of its neck is extremely thick, a leather armor designed to resist frontal attacks from rivals and the fangs of predators. The guanaco is a deeply social being that lives in hierarchical groups led by an alpha male who guards the safety of his band. This sentinel positions himself on the highest ridges, scanning the landscape with a sharp gaze in search of any biological anomaly in the environment. The tension increases when the male detects a tawny silhouette hiding among the shadows of the canyons. The puma has begun its stalk. With a shrill cry known as a neigh, the leader activates a biological siren that puts every member of the herd on immediate alert. The hunt is unleashed, and the guanaco explodes in a high-speed race, reaching 56 kilometers per hour across 45-degree slopes. It is a demonstration of pure stamina, where the animal navigates the rugged terrain with an agility that belies its body size. It performs prodigious jumps up to 2 meters high to overcome natural obstacles and deep ditches, leaving the exhausted predator behind. Its escape strategy is not linear. The guanaco uses abrupt direction changes and 180-degree turns to break the inertia of the puma's attack. If cornered, this warrior of the steppe uses its physical strength to deliver powerful kicks and spit gastric content to disorient the enemy. Unlike other ungulates, the guanaco possesses an indomitable will, fighting with a ferocity that often forces the big cat to retreat. Its diet is extremely versatile, consuming everything from tough grasses to thorny shrubs that other herbivores consider inedible. As a keystone species, the guanaco acts as a mountain gardener, regulating flora growth and aerating the soil with its constant step. Its droppings are natural fertilizers that distribute essential nutrients across thousands of meters of sterile and rocky terrain. By dispersing seeds over long distances, it guarantees the regeneration of Andean ecosystems and the persistence of local biodiversity. The guanaco is the wild heartbeat of Patagonia, an animal that has endured 100 km/h winds and sub-zero temperatures for millennia. Its existence is a testament to evolutionary resilience, a being that has turned climate adversity into its habitat of absolute sovereignty. Culturally, it has been the pillar of survival for native tribes like the Tehuelches, who saw in it the incarnation of the Andean spirit. The guanaco remains as the guardian of the granite horizons, the tireless walker that guards the balance of nature under the southern sun. The cycle of life on the slopes is completed with its presence, ensuring that the majesty of Andean fauna never stops vibrating with strength. In the eternal twilight of the cloud forests, where the clouds embrace the giant trees, a mystical and solitary figure emerges. The spectacled bear, known scientifically as Tremarctos ornatus, is the only representative of the bear family in the entire South American continent. Its most legendary feature is the cream-colored markings around its eyes that look like biological spectacles designed by nature itself. With a weight that can reach 175 kilograms, this giant of the heights possesses a robust structure adapted for life in forest verticality. It is a prodigious climber, capable of climbing to the top of 30-meter trees using its curved and muscular claws to dominate the canopy. It builds platforms of branches in the heights to feed and rest away from the dangers of the ground, turning the forest into its private fortress. Its diet is mainly vegetarian, consuming bromeliads and wild fruits, although its mechanical strength allows it to process hard bark in the mountain cold. As an ecosystem architect, it carries out the vital mission of being a silent sower, dispersing seeds across miles of Andean jungle. This elusive inhabitant is the barometer of the health of the cloud forests, whose presence ensures that the green heartbeat of the Andes remains intact. The spectacled bear remains as the guardian of the secrets of the mystical forest, the eternal spirit that reigns in the mist with infinite patience. Among the fields of volcanic rocks and precipices where the morning sun warms the granite, dwells an acrobat of serene appearance that dominates the abyss. The mountain vizcacha, known scientifically as Lagidium, is the sovereign of the crevices and the undisputed master of balance in Andean verticality. Although its physiognomy recalls that of a rabbit with a squirrel's tail, this rodent is a close relative of the chinchilla, designed for life at extreme altitude. Its compact body weighs approximately 3 kilograms and is covered by a dense greyish fur that protects it from the 5 degrees Celsius freezing wind. It is a prodigious climber, capable of performing 2-meter jumps between loose rocks, moving with an agility that seems to ignore the laws of physics. It uses the depths of the rock piles as its private fortress, slipping into narrow crevices where land predators cannot penetrate its defense. During the first hours of the day, the vizcacha remains almost motionless on the stones to absorb solar radiation and activate its stagnant biological metabolism. Its large eyes and attentive ears constantly scan the infinite sky in search of the lethal shadow of the mountain caracara or the imposing Andean condor. It lives in family colonies where vigilance is a collective mission, emitting sharp whistles that function as a biological alarm before any aerial danger. Upon detecting a threat, this warrior of the rock explodes in a frenzied race toward shelter, using its long tail as a precision rudder. Its reaction speed occurs in a fraction of a second, allowing it to disappear into the mineral gloom before the predator's claws achieve impact. It feeds on resistant lichens and mosses, processing the scarce vegetation of the high-altitude desert with a digestive system that is a model of efficiency. As an inhabitant of the most inhospitable peaks, the vizcacha is a vital link that sustains the survival of Andean cats and foxes in the mountain range. Its meditative image under the Andean sun is the supreme testimony of silent resilience in a world ruled by stone and extreme altitudes. The vizcacha remains as the eternal spirit of the cliffs, the silent guardian that observes the passage of time from its inexpugnable throne of granite. The Andean fox, or culpio, is the most astute strategist of the frozen steppes, a master of opportunity that patrols the mountain range with a calculating gaze. Known scientifically as Lycalopex culpeus, it is the second largest canid in South America, reaching a weight of 14 kilograms. Its dense, reddish fur acts as a vital thermal shield against icy winds and temperatures that drop to 10 degrees Celsius below zero. This warrior of the heights is a bold omnivore, consuming everything from bush fruits to protein from birds and small mammals. Its large ears act as high-precision biological radars to locate the heartbeat of rodents hidden among the granite rocks. As an opportunistic hunter, it does not hesitate to follow the trail of the puma to claim the remains of a banquet, demonstrating instinctive bravery. Its amazing stamina allows it to cover kilometers of craggy terrain at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour to capture its prey. It is a resilient inhabitant that thrives at altitudes of 4,500 meters, where oxygen is scarce and biological competition is fierce. It plays a vital role as a population regulator and seed disperser, maintaining the dynamic balance of the high Andean grasslands. The Andean fox remains as the indomitable spirit of the Altiplano, the eternal wanderer that guards the secrets of the wind and the stone. In the dizzying altitudes of the Andes, where oxygen is a scarce treasure, a miracle of aerodynamics known as the giant hummingbird emerges. Patagonia gigas is the absolute sovereign of its family, reaching a length of 23 centimeters and surpassing any other hummingbird on planet Earth in size. Its heart is a prodigious biological motor that must beat with massive force to pump blood rich in hemoglobin at 4,000 meters of altitude. It defies the laws of physics by maintaining hovering flight in an air so thin it barely offers resistance to its long and powerful wings. This athlete of the air consumes its own weight daily in the nectar of cactus flowers and bromeliads to maintain its accelerated biological metabolism. Unlike its smaller relatives, its wing beat is slower and more majestic, performing 15 beats per second with surprising mechanical power. During the freezing nights where the temperature drops to 5 degrees Celsius, this bird enters a state of deep torpor to conserve its vital energy. Its eyes capture light frequencies invisible to humans, locating sugar sources among the sterile rocks of the Andean range. As the supreme pollinator of the heights, it guarantees the reproduction of Andean flora, ensuring that the green heartbeat of the peaks remains intact. The giant hummingbird remains as the guardian of the crystal flowers, the tiny titan that reigns where the air becomes absolute silence. On the craggy slopes where the rock merges with the infinite sky dwells the sovereign of the Andean precipices, the taruca. Hippocamelus antisensis is a prodigy of biological resistance, adapted to live at altitudes exceeding 4,500 meters. Its physiognomy is robust and compact, possessing short and strong legs designed to climb 45-degree slopes with supreme agility. With a weight that can reach 80 kilograms, this ungulate is a mass of muscle optimized for the verticality of the mountain range. The males sport bifurcated antlers 30 centimeters long, defense tools that symbolize their vigor in the high-altitude desert. Its dense greyish coat is a masterpiece of mimicry, allowing it to disappear among the shadows of the granite rocks. The taruka's life is one of constant vigilance under the Andean sun, for the puma lurks in every corner of the deep canyons. Upon detecting a threat, the group explodes into a 40 km/h race, jumping over crevices that defy gravity. They live in social groups of up to 15 individuals, where collective intelligence is the key to finding water in extreme aridity. It feeds on grasses and resistant shrubs, processing nutrients in an air so thin it would stop the heart of other mammals. However, this traveller of stone today faces the fragmentation of its kingdom due to the massive loss of its natural habitat. The expansion of livestock and illegal hunting have reduced their populations, leading them to a state of critical biological vulnerability. As a keystone species, its presence guarantees the health of the high-altitude grasslands, maintaining the dynamic balance of Andean biodiversity. Every footprint it leaves in the mud of the glaciers is a testament to the will to live at the limits of the impossible. The taruka remains as the silent guardian of the peaks, the eternal spirit that reigns where the air becomes pure crystal. In the realm of silence and stone, where the sun is a cold fire that punishes the summits, dwell the masters of extreme thermoregulation. The Andean lizard, belonging to the genus Liolaemus, is a biological prodigy capable of thriving at more than 4,500 meters of altitude. Its dark scales, similar to volcanic basalt, are designed to absorb ultraviolet radiation with a maximum efficiency of 90%. At dawn, these reptiles position themselves on the granitic altars to capture the first thermal heat, raising their body temperature from 5 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. This dance with the sun is a vital mission, for without the heat of the king star, their muscles would remain locked by the glacial cold of the mountain. Once activated, these small rock dragons transform into biological bolts that patrol the sterile ground in search of insects and spiders. Alongside them lives the Andean snake, known scientifically as Tachymenes peruviana, the most stealthy predator of the desert heights. The snake uses its forked tongue to detect the chemical signals of lizards resting unsuspecting under the filtered sun. The attack is a movement of surgical precision, injecting a neurotoxic venom that stops the heart of its prey in a matter of seconds. Despite their lethality, these reptiles must be warriors of efficiency, consuming minimal amounts of energy to persist in the aridity. At sunset, when the sun hides behind the glaciers, the danger changes form and the temperature drops drastically to 10 degrees Celsius below zero. The reptiles retreat to their natural bunkers under the rocks or in deep crevices where the heat accumulated during the day acts as a radiator. They enter a state of deep torpor, slowing their heart rate until it almost stops to conserve every gram of their biological reserve. This daily cycle of fire and ice is the crucible where the resistance of the smallest inhabitants of the Andean range has been forged. Compared to the reptiles of the Amazon jungle, these sovereigns of the heights possess a physiology adapted to extreme oxygen scarcity. Their presence is fundamental to control invertebrate populations, maintaining the biological integrity of the high-altitude deserts. They are the guardians of the granite shadows, the silent observers who reign under the implacable sun of the snowy peaks. The existence of these small warriors ensures that the pulse of life continues vibrating in the limits of the habitable for eternity. In the frigid depths of Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable body of water on the planet, a creature of alien appearance emerges that challenges the limits of biological respiration. The Titicaca water frog, known scientifically as Telmatobius culeus, is the largest aquatic amphibian in the world, adapted to live at an extreme altitude of 3,800 meters. Its most legendary feature is its excessively loose and wrinkled skin, a masterpiece of evolution that functions as a massive external lung to absorb the water's scarce oxygen. By performing rhythmic movements similar to push-ups, this sovereign of the sediments increases the water flow over its skin folds to optimize its stagnant biological metabolism. Despite its millennial resilience, this angel of the depths today faces a critical danger of extinction due to chemical pollution and the loss of its sacred habitat. As a keystone species, its disappearance would trigger a collapse in the lake's food chain, forever altering the biological balance of this unique ecosystem in the heart of the Andes. The Titicaca frog remains as the guardian of the blue abysses, the fragile spirit that reigns in the silence of the mud and the crystal. In the heart of the Altiplano, where the sky merges with the salt mirrors, one of the most poetic and majestic visions of Andean nature emerges. The Andean flamingo, known scientifically as Phoenicoparus andinus, is the absolute sovereign of the salt lagoons located at more than 4,000 meters of altitude. Its intense pink plumage is a masterpiece of color that contrasts with the blinding whiteness of the salt and the deep blue of the firmament. This elegant inhabitant of the crystal possesses long yellow legs that function as biological pillars to navigate the caustic waters of the Altiplano. With a weight of approximately 4 kilograms, its physical structure is a combination of lightness and resistance to face 60 km/h winds. Its beak is a tool of hydrodynamic engineering, equipped with a lamella structure to filter microorganisms and microscopic algae. It feeds by submerging its head in the salt water, performing rhythmic movements that look like a dance choreographed by the wind itself. The vision of thousands of flamingos moving in synchrony is a testament to the social harmony that reigns in these inhospitable altitudes. Under the shadow of volcanoes and millennial glaciers, these pink birds transform the sterile landscape into a canvas full of vibrant life. The thin air and extreme ultraviolet radiation do not stop their biological mission to persist at the limits of the habitable. During the night, when the temperature drops drastically to 15 degrees Celsius below zero, the water of the lagoon begins to freeze around its legs. The flamingos possess a counter-current heat exchange system in their limbs to prevent their thermal energy from dissipating into the ice. At dawn, the Andean sun melts the crystal prison, allowing the flock to resume its patrol through the borax and lithium deposits. The flight of the flamingo is an explosion of elegance, extending its neck and legs to reach a speed of 50 kilometers per hour in the cold air. Its wings show hidden black feathers that are only visible during gliding, creating an amazing graphic pattern against the clouds. As a keystone species, the flamingo regulates diatom populations, maintaining the chemical and biological balance of the high Andean wetlands. Its presence is the barometer of the health of endorheic basins, where the scarcity of fresh water makes every drop of rain sacred. Reproduction occurs in massive colonies where they build cone-shaped mud nests to protect a single egg from land predators. Parental care is shared, demonstrating absolute devotion to ensure the survival of the next generation of pink warriors. Despite its beauty, this jewel of the heights faces grave dangers due to intensive mining and the alteration of underground water flows. The protection of the salt flats is a vital conservation mission, so that the spirit of the flamingo continues dancing under the sun of the Andes. The Andean flamingo remains as the guardian of the salt mirrors, the vibrant soul that dwells where the earth touches the sky. Every movement of its wings is a lesson in resilience and peace, in one of the most demanding and beautiful environments of the wild world. The cycle of life in the Altiplano continues under its vigilance, ensuring that the majesty of biodiversity remains alive forever. As long as the wind blows over the volcanoes, the pink shadow will continue crossing the horizons like a ray of light in the heart of granite. The Andes mountain range rises as a wall of infinite verticality, challenging every living being with its crystal atmosphere and geological rigor. At altitudes exceeding 4,000 meters, oxygen becomes a scarce resource, forcing biological metabolism to operate with extreme efficiency. During the day, the Andean sun projects implacable ultraviolet radiation that burns the sterile earth under a deep and empty blue sky. The thermal contrast is a test of brutal stamina, where the suffocating heat of midday transforms into a freezing abyss as night falls. When the light disappears, the temperature drops drastically to 20 degrees Celsius below zero, freezing every drop of moisture on the granite peaks. In this high-altitude desert, liquid water is a hidden treasure and vegetation is scarce, forcing inhabitants to traverse kilometers of craggy terrain. The geography is fragmented by deep canyons and millennial glaciers that create almost insurmountable physical barriers for wildlife. The scarcity of nutrients turns survival into a war of energy saving where every movement must be calculated with surgical precision. Only the sovereigns of adaptation have managed to conquer this crucible of fire and ice, maintaining the pulse of biodiversity in the clouds. The climate of the Andes is the architect of the indomitable character of its fauna, a reminder that life always finds a way at the limits of the world. The future of the Peruvian Andes is at a critical crossroads where the majesty of the peaks struggles against the shadow of climate change. The tropical glaciers that have crowned these mountains for millennia are vanishing at an alarming rate under an increasingly hostile sun. The disappearance of the millennial ice threatens to extinguish the vital water sources that nourish both wildlife and human civilizations. A projected 2 degrees Celsius increase in average temperature alters the thermal balance of the Puna, transforming paradise into a biological trap. The cloud forests, the sacred home of the spectacled bear, are retreating toward the heights, reducing the vital space for biodiversity. Habitat fragmentation due to agricultural expansion and mining breaks the ancestral migration routes of the puma and the guanaco. The scarcity of liquid water in high basins causes fierce competition for limited resources in the heart of the mountain range. Iconic species like the Andean condor see their flight platforms altered by the change in rising thermal currents. The protection of national reserves is the ultimate real shield to safeguard the lineage of the sovereigns of verticality. Science and satellite technology today allow for monitoring the retreat of glaciers and the pulse of fauna with surgical precision. Promoting reforestation with native species is vital to retain moisture and restore the water cycle on eroded slopes. Our global mission is to ensure that the heartbeat of the Andes does not stop before the advance of global warming. The survival of the Titicaca frog and the Andean flamingo depends on our will to act today to preserve their crystal sanctuaries. The fate of the snowy peaks is the mirror of the fate of our own world, a reminder of our biological interconnection. The majesty of untamed nature must prevail so that the flight of the condor continues to define freedom under the eternal sun. Subscribe to the channel and share this video to carry this message of respect far. Every gesture helps protect nature's wonderful creation.